Verge currency delivers on a partnership with Pornhub. Waltonchain officially partners with Alibaba. Kraken shuts down in Japan, citing rising costs. The IMF praises cryptocurrency. And Switcheo launches as the first decentralized exchange on Neo. The market is clocking some slight gains. We've got all your headlines mixed with some daily market analysis. I'm Elio Trades, and your FUD TV Daily Update starts now. Welcome back, FUD Nation. Just diving in here on the total market caps, we can see that Bitcoin is up about a little over 2%, Ethereum with about a 2% gain, Ripple about the same. We have slight gains across the top 10 here with a big pump out at EOS, over 12%. EOS is almost at $9. It is really looking healthy, absolutely so. Has not really come down off of these pumps that it's been having, so I think that EOS's progress and EOS's vision is really starting to formulate, and especially with news like Wax starting to build on EOS, it's looking like they are very close to sort of rolling out their platform here and allowing for people to build on it. Even though they're not fully done, it looks like Wax has already been able to really successfully deploy an EOS blockchain and really test it. So it seems like there's a lot going on here, and EOS is really showing that they are far from vaporware, and they're really putting out the tools necessary for developers to push their projects forward. I know personally people that I know who are looking into developing projects are favoring EOS's ecosystem for a variety of reasons. So that's a lot of things to consider here, but EOS might start really taking the shine here as the go-to platform for building on. It's certainly looking like their goal of becoming the Ethereum killer. They're starting to look like they're really outshining Cardano here. Obviously, it's so early in the game, I don't want to say one's better than the other, but it's just a big sort of week, a big sort of month for EOS where they're starting to really show that they are going to be what they say they're going to be, and that it's not just talk here. Of course, Stellar doing extremely well here. If you managed to catch that dip under 20 cents, you're probably loving life here on this Stellar pump. Of course, IOTA, everything's up. Everything's up right now. If we switch over to the biggest gainers and losers in the top 100, we can see PundiX. This is like a payment system here where they actually have payment machines that you could swipe credit cards, and it's a wallet as well as an exchange. I believe it is an exchange as well. It's very cool, sort of very consumer-facing, transactional-facing cryptocurrency application for retail. Dentacoin with a monstrous pump, actually. Look at that. Wow. Nice gains, and it is tax day, April 17th, right? This was what many experts and for many years in history has been a time where people get some money back from their taxes and put it into cryptocurrency. Hopefully that continues to be the case this year. We've seen slight growth here, obviously nothing too major, but the last week has been a very positive week after that sort of short squeeze that created a real surge in the Bitcoin price. And now we're up here in this $8,000 range for Bitcoin, which is phenomenal. And if you're able to buy down in those sort of lows, a lot of the technical analysts are saying that we've bottomed out and that we're going to start growing now. So hopefully that is true. And now in our lead news, I owe the Verge fam an apology. They've actually just released a partnership with Pornhub. Now, say what you will. I know that a lot of people are saying that nobody pays for porn and this isn't that big of a deal or whatever, but Pornhub is a huge deal. And I don't care what anybody says or whether you watch porn or support the industry or not. This is one of the most trafficked websites in the world, and allowing people a more anonymous, more consumer sort of friendly, if you will, payment option that would allow people to use their services. Well, I think that is a big integration. And so I don't think it's the biggest integration of all time. I don't think it's worth hating on the integration though, because Pornhub is one of the biggest websites, period. I think honestly, this is a phenomenal, phenomenal piece of news for the Verge fam, who have absolutely endured a ton of FUD, a ton of confusion, and part of that was supplied by channels like ours who were following the facts here. To be honest, if I had to go back and do it again, I would still go back and be critical of the way Verge did their crowdfunding, the way Verge handled their hack, the way Verge handled their public communication, the way Verge has done a lot of things. Whether or not that has anything to do with the viability or the actuality of how this will affect the currency, I think that this is a very good partnership. However, I don't like the way it was done, and I think Sunarok has a lot to learn in how to handle his public relations. Regardless, Verge fam, accept, and I told you I would do this. I apologize. Verge is not a scam. It looks like they are doing some real legitimate partnerships, but if this is the beginning of a lot of different industries starting to take up privacy coins, and specifically Verge, as a payment option, then yeah, I could see Verge starting to really hold its value and being a long-term sort of useful currency. As of right now, I would say that if you're holding Verge, you must be breathing a huge sigh of relief. As much as I'm sorry about putting out negative coverage of Verge, knowing that they now have a legitimate partnership, this didn't hurt Verge at all. Obviously, I said every time that we'll see how it plays out. It looks like this Pornhub partnership is absolutely legit. And so I guess all I can say is congrats, Verge fam. You definitely deserve this one. You've endured a lot of FUD, and hopefully this is as positive for you as it looks. And it sounds like Alibaba and Waltonchain have made official their partnership arrangement with Waltonchain's subsidiary being listed officially on one of their sites. So the subsidiary that's actually partnered with Alibaba is called Xiamen Zhongchuan Internet of Things Industrial Research Institute Co. Limited. That's a mouthful. And so they're going to be handling a lot of sort of processing and cloud computing for these smart cities coming up that are being created in China, across China. There's a lot going on here, and obviously this was publicized a few weeks ago. We actually did a video on it, and then the Medium article and the tweet were deleted, and so all mentions of sort of Alibaba being involved with cryptocurrency or whatever, or any kind of blockchain, was really taken down. I'm not sure exactly why. Now we know that this partnership is being reannounced in a little bit more of an official capacity. We'll see. Maybe it'll be stripped away again. At least now we know that a subsidiary of Walton is for sure working with a subsidiary or a partner of Alibaba, and that these two companies are intertwined. We long suspected that these IoT partners would be interfacing somewhat with Alibaba, same with VeChain and Walton, so seeing any kind of connection here is phenomenal. We also know that Alibaba has infinite and ever-expanding uses for blockchain and IoT technology, so this is absolutely a phenomenal project, a phenomenal partnership, and this could be one of the biggest integrations, actually biggest integrations that we've seen. And sadly, Kraken has been forced to shut its doors in Japan, citing rising costs as a reason for the move. Kraken explained by saying, "Suspending services for Japan residents will allow us to better focus on our resources to improve in other geographical areas. This is a localized suspension of service that only affects residents of Japan and does not impact the services for Japanese citizens or businesses domiciled outside of Japan." We've seen several other exchanges sort of shutter or close their doors in the wake of increased scrutiny by the Japan FSA, and this is absolutely interesting timing to see Kraken shutting their doors at a time where the FSA is really ramping up. Of course, this comes on the heels of the $530 million CoinCheck hack, which left the exchange essentially insolvent and needing to turn to private capital to essentially exit or stay afloat. Regardless, Japan remains among the most friendly cryptocurrency landscapes, allowing for really forward-looking ICO regulations, with new structure and regulations for ICO offerings coming up very soon. Obviously, we have word that Yahoo Japan just bought into a cryptocurrency exchange with 40% stake, and that deal was worth anywhere between $18 and $28 million. And the IMF's Lagarde actually counters new crypto warnings with a bit of crypto praise. Lagarde explains that a judicious look at crypto assets should lead us to neither crypto condemnation nor crypto euphoria. She prefers an even-handed approach. Understanding the risks that crypto assets may pose to financial stability is vital if we are to distinguish between real threats and needless fears. That is why we need an even-handed regulatory agenda, one that protects against risks without discouraging innovation. I could not agree more with what she's just said here. This is absolutely the approach we need. We need safeguards. We need to protect against negative actors, but we cannot stamp out the flame of innovation that exists within the blockchain industry. This is the cradle of innovation, the next frontier, and to stamp it out and to overregulate it would absolutely cripple it or slow it down. What we need is understanding. What we need is our leaders and our regulators to get blockchain and to sort of understand what's important and the developments and the sort of problems that we're solving. Once that happens, there's nothing that can stop us, as the powers that be will understand the value of the new technology. Hopefully they'll also water the grass and help grow this whole system, this whole ecosystem. I love this piece of news, super bullish from the IMF. And Switcheo, Neo's first decentralized exchange, just launched. Switcheo currently holds trading pairs for Neo, Gas, NEP5 tokens such as RPX, TKY, IAM, and TNC. They will also be able to eventually support all the NEP5 tokens as well as many others. Switcheo features a capped 0.5% maker and taker fee, along with many other highlights that make it a very agile decentralized exchange. But this is just the beginning, as cross-chain swaps and cross-chain functionality are really the focus here of Switcheo, and so we can look for them to really develop that kind of functionality as they grow. Very exciting stuff, and if you're a fan of decentralized exchanges like we most certainly are, you can see how this is absolutely going to revolutionize the entire cryptocurrency economy. Big shouts out to you, FUD Nation, for liking, commenting, subscribing, and rocking with me each and every day on this channel. Thank you so much. It really means the world to me. Commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing the broadcast, all those things make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, so truly, thank you so much. Obviously, if you're an investor or enthusiast in the space and you're not subscribed to this channel, I highly recommend that you do it, as we do crypto vids each and every day. And if you hit that bell notification, you'll know first when we put out the newest and truest in the space. I'm Elio Trades. It's been an absolute pleasure having you with me today on FUD TV, and I'll catch you very soon on the next episode.